Hi, fifth grade. It's Conley again. We are doing Unit 1, Week 2, Comprehension. Our comprehension skill this week is problem and solution. This is a more easy skill than ones we are going to be doing in the future, because when there's a problem, there's always some kind of solution. So it's real easy to find the problem. Something goes wrong, somebody's lost, something is stuck. Maybe somebody's doing something they're not supposed to do. So this one's really easy to understand and get a hang of. So I'm going to share my screen. And we have a poster of a problem. So the problem is something that is causing trouble or harm or something that needs to be solved. So down here we have a house, and the house looks to be on fire. Not good at all, right? That's a major problem if your house is on fire. Get out, call 911, go to a neighbor. Now, the solution, usually when your house is on fire, is the fire department comes and puts it out. So the solution is how the problem is solved. Now, something else we can see when we're reading stories with problem and solution is that we have these signal words. So as you're reading a problem and solution story, you'll see words like because, one part of, as a result, consequently, this led to, if, then, other words that are very similar to these. Because what happens is, as you're reading, something happens, and then they need to solve it. So like, for instance, as a result of Malia losing her book bag, that's a problem, right? Another result is probably going to be she can't do her homework, right? But the solution to her losing her book bag would be to look for it and maybe call the bus company and see if she left it on the bus. So these are going to be signal words to you that as you're reading, if you keep these in your mind, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is problem and solution. Here's the problem. Now I got to find the solution. So now go ahead, grab a sheet of paper, grab a pen, grab a pencil, and pause your video. Come back and unpause the video whenever you're ready. Okay, good. We're back. So now I have this picture. I need you to look at the picture and write a solution for how you could solve that problem shown in the picture. So we have a piece of paper that looks to be ripped, right? Pause the video, think about the solution, think about the problem, and then write down what you could do to solve the problem. Pause the video. Whenever you're ready, unpause the video. Okay, so there's a sheet of paper and it's ripped. What are we going to do? What solutions did you have? There's more than one solution, and there's no right or wrong answer. For me, I would get another sheet of paper, right? I'm sure we have more paper laying around somewhere, whether you're in school, whether you're at home. That could be one solution. Just get another sheet of paper. Now, if you don't have another sheet of paper, maybe you could get some tape and tape it up. Put that little strip right back where it goes. Put some tape here, put some tape there. Good as new, right? You can still use your sheet of paper if you need to. So that's just one example of problem and solution. Now, we're going to do a few more examples together. So get ready to pause the video and restart the video as we go through these. Okay, so we're going to be looking for the solution here. I'm going to read the problem, and then you're going to write down the solution, pause the video, write down the solution, and get started whenever we come back. So number 1, it started raining right before I left for school. Pause the video. Okay, so what would you do if it started raining right before school? What would your solution be? Mine would be go back in the house. No, I'm not going to stay home. I wish we could stay home on rainy days, but that's not how this works. As Mr. Coney would say, go back in the house, get an umbrella. See what I did there? We're not staying home, but we're going to solve the problem. Get an umbrella and my rain boots. And that would be my solution. And I should have started this with a capital letter. I apologize. And a period at the end. Number 2. I broke my arm when I fell off the playground. Pause the video, write down your solution, and come back. Okay, so I actually broke my arm. I didn't fall off stuff in the playground, but I was carrying a bookshelf down a set of steps, and I was pulling it towards me, and it came towards me, and it pushed me down the steps, and I kind of jumped off the steps, and I ended up breaking my elbow and my wrist. So I did happen to break my arm. So my solution when I broke my arm was I immediately called my mom, told her I broke my arm, and had to go to the hospital. That was my solution. I don't know what your solution might be, but that was mine. Called my mom, and she took me to the hospital. I mean, I would definitely say that if you broke your arm when you fell off playground equipment, that you should tell whoever you're with. That's the best solution. Like I said, there's not really right or wrong solutions, but you need to go to the hospital. Okay, number 3. I dropped my cup of juice on the floor. Pause your video, write down your solution, and come back. Okay, so I dropped my cup of juice on the floor. Not good. Nobody likes to do this, especially if it's early in the morning and it's the only juice you had. So, I dropped my cup of juice on the floor, cleaned it up. There's nothing else you can really do about it. You can't just leave it there. If you leave it there, it's just going to ruin the floor, or somebody's going to fall because it's wet, and then there's going to be another problem. So, you just got to clean it up. I mean, you could tell somebody, but I'm sure that person would prefer if you cleaned it up since you dropped it instead of them. Number 4, Jessica was worried about being the new kid at school. Ooh, my niece is going through this right now. She is the new kid at her school. She's having a difficult time with it. Jessica was worried about being the new kid at school. Pause your video, write down your solution, come right back. Okay, so if Jessica was the new kid at school, she could introduce herself to people she didn't know. That's what I would write down. But again, your answer could be anything that is, within the realm of being right. Introduce herself to other students. Maybe you said she wanted to join a club. That would be a good way to meet people. Or maybe play on a team or join, an after-school program. Something to get herself to know the kids at the school. Oh no, number 5. I broke my mom's cell phone. What would you do? What is the solution to this? Pause the video, write it down, and then come back and we'll talk about the solution. Okay, so what would you do if you broke your mom's cell phone? I think the solution is you would have to apologize. Apologize to my mom. And I mean, like, I'm an adult right now, you know, so I would probably buy her a new one. But you guys are kids and you may not have the money to buy her a new one. Buy her a new kids. I wrote that down because I was saying kids. Buy her a new phone. So you guys might not have the money for a new phone, but you could still apologize to her. That would probably be appreciated if you did it on an accident. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. So that's problem and solution. Pretty simple, right? If you have a problem, you got to find a solution for it. That's simple. So that's what we're going to be doing this week in our story. So if you have any trouble with problem and solution, come back, refer to the video, and it might help you out while you're reading to answer some questions you may have. Until next time, I will see you later. Stay safe and stay healthy, everybody.